Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best compact cameras.
Starting at number 5.
Sony ZV-1. If video is your priority, then the Sony ZV-1 is the best compact camera for your needs. It can capture stunning still shots, but its video quality is where it really shines. You can capture 4K video at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 120 frames per second, which on its own doesn't sound that great, but it also has a flip-out camera that you can use to see the shot when you're recording yourself. Video quality here in general is excellent, and the camera has a 3.5mm microphone port and a hot shoe to allow you to more easily set up external microphones. While the resolution and frame rate may not be as high as some professional videographers might like, the video quality is bright and vibrant and stabilization is quite good. Again, some might want a more expensive camera that can capture higher frame rate video at higher resolutions, but everyone else who wants a great camera for video should buy the Sony ZV-1.
Coming at number 4.
GoPro Hero 12. GoPro has long been the king of the action camera, and the GoPro Hero 12 Black is the latest in its long line of high-end options. The camera boasts a ton of options for those who want to capture action on the go, including the ability to capture 5.3K video at 60 frames per second, or 4K video at a hefty 120 frames per second. If you downgrade to a still detailed 2.7K resolution, you can capture video at a huge 240 frames per second, which is great for those super slow motion shots. And it has a screen on both the front and the back, so you'll be able to see the action if you want to capture video of yourself. Of course, the GoPro Hero 12 Black is a little different than other cameras on this list, so talking about image quality is a little different too. You won't get the same level of depth from this camera as you will other options, but it would be a little difficult to expect that. And the Hero 12 Black still boasts a compact body that can survive anything the average user can throw at it. And while it may take a little time getting used to the menu system, once you do, you'll love what's on offer here. What our writers say, Forbes vetted contributor Prakhar Khanna takes this camera with him during his adventures and says, while the processor remains the same, the addition of 8:7 aspect ratio, GP log, ability to add up to 4 Bluetooth headphones and software features for better post-editing give more room for creative freedom with the Hero 12 Black. At $350, the GoPro Hero 12 Black is an easy recommendation, thanks to a plethora of new features that allow you to be more creative.
At number 3.
OM System Tough. Looking for a compact camera you can take on your adventures without fear of water damage? The OM System Tough TG7 can be fully submerged in water up to 15 meters, 50 feet. Not only will it survive being dropped in water, it's also an excellent choice for those who explicitly want to take underwater images. Additionally, OM System notes that the camera is shockproof, able to survive drops of up to 2.1 meters. It's a very versatile camera too. It can capture stunning macro images thanks to its 4 different macro modes as well as relatively detailed and vibrant landscape shots. But those shots won't necessarily be as detailed as some other cameras. The OM System Tough TG7 has a relatively small 12-megapixel sensor, and while the shots are solid, they're perhaps not as impressive as those taken by a camera with a higher-end sensor. Thankfully, the camera still avoids some issues that you might run into from other cameras in this price range. For example, there's no distortion from wider shots, and dynamic range is quite good, too. And, again, it's all in a body that can survive much more than the average compact camera.
Number 2 of my list.
Panasonic Lumix ZS100. The Panasonic Lumix ZS100 captures much better images than your smartphone, but at a lower price than most top-end smartphones. The camera may not be as advanced as some of the more expensive options on this list, but it certainly gets the basics right, offering the ability to capture high-end images in a relatively compact body. The camera has a 1-inch sensor and can zoom to up to 10x, which is pretty impressive for a compact camera in this price range, and capture vibrant, detailed images. Under the hood, the camera is relatively full-featured, too. It can capture 4K video at 30 frames per second, or 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second. While it's not the best camera out there for videographers, it should do the trick for most basic video needs. It has solid image stabilization, though that stabilization isn't as impressive when the camera is completely zoomed out. The autofocus is helpful, but it's not as fast as on some other cameras, too. However, that seems like a small price to pay for a camera in this price range, and again, it still gets the basics right, like capturing detailed images with much more depth than you can get on a smartphone.
And number 1.
Fujifilm X106. If you're looking for the best compact camera you can find right now, the Fujifilm X106 is a follow-up to the highly popular X100V, boasting a similar high-quality and classic build, with tactile dials for a more natural feel. It keeps everything users loved about the previous generation model, including the hybrid viewfinder and classic look. There are tons of great upgrades, too. The X106 has a new 40.2 megapixel sensor, along with an upgraded image processor. It also now offers in-body stabilization, helping make images look more crisp and videos look smoother. Speaking of video, the camera supports 6.2K video at 30 frames per second, 4K video at 60 frames per second, or 1080p video at 240 frames per second. In other words, the camera is just as versatile when shooting video as it is at capturing photos. Sure, the camera is a little more expensive than some might like, but if you can afford it, it's the best compact camera to get right now.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.